What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the little bit of news that's coming out with NIO, and we're also going to talk about Lucid because it's going parabolic right now, up 25% at the time of this recording. But first things first, we ask you guys hit that sub button. It's the best way to support the channel, to change our lives, change your life, and it keeps you guys updated on everything that's going on in the stock market. But without further ado, let's give it some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So first things first, let's talk about the news of the ET7. So there was a little article that came out. If you guys look at this article right here, you can see that the ET7 was spotted at a battery swap station. It's not really big news. It's just kind of like, cool, hey, there you go. I don't know why they still have the camouflage on this car, because we all know what the car looks like.
Right, that's something I've been wondering too. It doesn't make any sense.
Makes zero sense. It makes absolutely zero sense. But that's kind of cool to see that it's actually there. I'm assuming testing. Obviously, the person doesn't own it, so maybe it's just for testing purposes before they actually roll this thing out at the beginning of next year. But looking at the stock right now, we can see that NIO is sitting at the $39.82 mark at the time of this recording. It is only up 1.3%. You know, obviously a lot of the other things are up, way up. Lucid obviously up 27%, even more than from the start of the video. And for all the people that have been hating on NIO and wondering why it's higher or lower than XPeng, XPeng's actually down. So where you at? Where you at? Come on, blow up our comment section now. But yeah, so NIO, it's just it's one of those things I truly do not understand what's going on here. I think a lot of this has to take place from the dark pool trading. We have a bunch of delusion going on. I think we have a bunch of FUD, and I think it's just a bunch of swing traders that are just handling this thing right now. And I personally see a bunch of emotion in our comment sections. Like, people are just so upset anytime this comment or anytime this stock drops, and I don't know why. Like, yes, it's going to pull back when it runs 10, 12% in a week. Like, you have to have some kind of pullback, and I think we're going to see it pull back just a little bit more before it continues its run all the way up to 45. But we can clearly see that we're still sitting in this $40 to $41 range. It's been in there for a couple days now, honestly. But if we look at year to date, the RSI is still sitting at about 57, which isn't terribly high. But I'm kind of hoping that it touches that 50 and bounces back up, because we haven't had that kind of commotion with NIO in quite some time, honestly. It was earlier in the year before we saw it bounce off the 50. Earlier in the past couple months, it hasn't even, like, it would just go down to the 30 and then bounce up to 50 and then just fall right back down. So really, it's just been NIO's just been beat up all freaking year. Yeah,
all year when you compare it to all the other ones. But yeah, volume today is like super low. I think most of the volumes in Lucid today, the Lucid volume is just stupid. But yeah, so I mean, it is up 1.6% or whatever. So I guess you can't complain. It's just we need to get this sucker back over the 40 and get, you know, up to closer to 45. You know, maybe closer to NIO Day and everything, which really is not that far away. We'll start running up again. But yeah, it's just been beaten down. It's just story of NIO's life, I guess.
I think fundamentally everything with NIO is spot on. They're not doing anything wrong as a company. You can't tell me one bad thing that the company has done. Obviously, you know, from the start they were bailed out by China because they needed the money to become a company, and now they're buying back those shares from NIO China. So they've almost bought back everything from them. So they're almost out of debt with those guys. They're expanding. You got more cars coming. You got the mass market brand coming next year. Like, we have expansion. I don't understand why people think this company is so bad. I think they're just caught up in the emotion of the up down trading with it. And I am 100% on your side if you're going to tell me that NIO is trash this year. I'm 1,000% on your side.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Just a lot of people probably also bought into the hype when it was into the 50s and 60s, and now, you know, we're down into the 30s, which sucks. But yeah, it's just between that and then I think it's probably the most manipulated EV stock there is, and people see that, you know, it goes up or it goes down when other things are up, or it's up 4%, yet XPeng and Li are up 8%, and people get annoyed with it, which, I mean, it is probably mainly because of manipulation, which just sucks. It is what it is, really. But yeah.
Right. So we'll keep an eye on it, see what happens, but hopefully we get back above that 40 here by the end of the week. You know, it is going into Friday. Fridays are usually red days, but we'll see what happens, and, you know, we'll talk about it then. The bigger news of the day is the fact that Lucid is going absolute parabolic, leaving Earth. It left Earth at 10 o'clock this morning. If we go ahead and look at the stock, you guys can clearly see that this thing has literally just launched off, and it's going to the damn moon.
Blast off. Yeah.
Right. Looking at Lucid, you can see that it's all the way up to $34, almost $35, up 28% so far today. Yeah. And all of this is rallying behind the fact that Lucid is going to be announcing not announcing, they're starting deliveries on October 30th of their Lucid Air Dream Edition, which we do know if we scroll down here a little bit. You can go to Lucid's website and you can see all this information. They're delivering 520 customer configured Lucid Air Dream Edition. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. And hey, 520 is the range too, so maybe they did that on purpose. Probably did.
That is slick. That is slick. I didn't notice that at first. That is slick. Man. That's GG Lucid on that one. But yeah, we can see that it is going absolutely nuts right now, up 28% at the time of this recording. It's just blasting off. And I'm wondering if any of this has to do with the fact that they officially announced their earnings date as well, which is going to be on the 15th of November. So hopefully that helps. Obviously, with them starting deliveries, not expecting a lot out of their earnings, but hopefully it starts the momentum in the positive direction for Lucid. And I think we're going to start covering Lucid a little bit more on this channel, just like we have with Neo.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it for a while that it was going to take one of two things to make the stock move. Either news of them starting, a date, like releasing a date of when they're going to start deliveries, or actually deliveries itself. I mean, you can look at that volume compared to today from yesterday. The little bars there at the bottom,
right.
Like it's ridiculous. And, a lot more people are going to be starting to get in this thing because once they start deliveries, it gives us a lot more people more faith in the company. And that's what it needed. I mean, right. I was talking this morning with a guy in the Discord, shout out to the Discord. We were joking, like, is it going to get over 30, like $30 today? And that was obviously right when market opened. And I mean, we blew past that. Like we're at 35 now. So right. It's pretty insane. Like 30% on the day. Like it's just stupid.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But if you guys want in the Discord, you guys can check out the link down in the description below. That gets you access to the Patreon as well. But going back to Lucid, like you said, the volume is at almost 160 million. This is where Neo used to be. We have to remember that Neo used to be up in the hundreds of millions in trading volume, and that's why we saw this stock fluctuate so freaking much. But now when we're only doing 17 million, it's not going to really move at all. Yep. So I think when Neo finally starts to do better things, I'm telling you, 2022, I'm hella bullish on Neo. And I think Neo's going to have more volume and more movement in the next year once this ET7 comes out, once they expand into Germany, once they get their production capacity up. I mean, they're expecting 600,000 by the end of next year capacity wise. So between Jack and the Neo Park, like that is huge for Neo. They may not be able to hit those numbers by the end of the year. Obviously, they're not delivering 600,000 cars next year, but the fact that they can produce that many is phenomenal. And I think it's only a matter of time before they actually start to get to those kind of numbers that they can produce and put out.
Yeah, I mean, Neo thinks they're going to do 50,000 ET7s alone next year, and CICC says 70,000. If they're selling that many ET7s, a super premium car, it's not a cheap car by any means. Think how many they could do of, like, say, the ET5 when that comes out. Like double that at least. So yeah, I can see them doing crazy numbers. I mean, like you said, they'll have the capacity by the end of next year to do 600,000. So that means 2023 they could do 600,000 cars that year.
And that's something you got to remember too, is Neo is a premium luxury car brand. They are not in the cheap end yet. They have not entered the mass market yet. And that's why XPeng delivers as many cars as they do, because they are in the cheap, they are in the freaking, the mass market. Yep. So that is what's bringing their numbers up as well. And when Neo hits that mass market, I think their numbers are just going to skyrocket as well. So I'm expecting a lot out of Neo next year. And me personally, I'm still really bullish on Neo. I'm long term, but if it's going to repeat what we have this year, next year, I'm probably done with Neo. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. But if I'm hella bullish on it, and I think people could be making a mistake if you sell now. Not financial advice. For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, I think going back to the mass market stuff, you look at Tesla's numbers, how many they do every month, and they sell like hundreds of thousands, or at least 100,000 of the Model 3 and Model Y combined, and then the Model X and Model S, they do like less than 10,000. So that's like the big difference there. Obviously, mass market is where the sales are at. We've been saying it forever. So when Neo starts getting there, it's just going to be blast off pretty much.
Right. I 100% agree. But that's going to wrap up this video. We hope you guys enjoyed this content. If you did, let us know in the comment section below. What was your favorite part of the video? That's what we want to know. Let us know what your favorite part was. But again, that's going to wrap it up. We can't thank you guys enough for your continued support. We are back, so expect more videos daily. And again, it may be a little tough with the schedules and stuff, but you will start to see more of our videos on your subscription feed here in the given future. But thank you so much for all your continued support. It really does mean a lot, and we'll see you guys in the next video.